So Cardi's vocal is gonna feed this first lead track. This lead track, this aux, then feeds this aux. And these are all Evan's moves and Evan's things. And then this aux feeds my first aux. And then my first aux feeds my second aux, which then feeds the vocal master. Now, I'm going to explain why I do all of that. So here's the thing. Evan has his thing. He developed his sound. He sent his vocals to the lead aux. He liked what he did on certain things. He used the Pro EQ. He used a little bit of de-essing, some compression. De-essing here, sorry, the other one was a gate. And then he had some CLA vocals, and he used a little bit of the multiband. He did a couple things here and there, a lot in the high end, just to bring out some of that crispness in Cardi's voice. We got the CLA vocals here that he has some certain effects on. I'll play a little bit of it so you can kind of hear what he did. And I will deactivate all of my plugins so that you can kind of get a sense of where Evan was. And for our entire spectrum of the family, we have the clean version today. True story, I have 2 daughters, and mixing Cardi B records in my house is very challenging. So usually what I do is I start with the clean version first. If the clean version isn't done, I will do it in the headphones first. And then as I'm mixing out loud, I mix the clean version in the house. And then I print the dirty version in headphones. And these are practical questions that I get sometimes. A lot of people ask, hey, how are you mixing, Cardi B dirty records at home with your daughters? Well, that's how. I mix the clean records first, mix those out loud, and then I do the dirty vocals in headphones. So here we go.
Tight like a nun, better chew it up like it's gum. Then wipe your mouth when you done. I'm hot like Nevada, bottles get pop piñata. Said I look like money, you could print my face on $1.
So all the effects you hear, the little delays, the reverbs, all of that was Evan. So at this point, I now come and I say, well, what do I need to do to make it feel how I like it to feel and give it a little more oomph in the way I do things? So, first off, I'm going to de-ess a little bit. The reason I de-ess in this case is not because the S's are harsh now, but I'm de-essing now because I know I'm about to add a ton of high end, and I want to make sure I keep those S's in line as I add a lot of crispiness to the top. First thing I'll do is de-ess.
Baby, eat this peach and this plum.
So you'll hear the de-ess engage. So.
Baby, eat this peach and this plum.
And then in.
Baby, eat this peach and this plum.
Kind of tamed her S just a little bit, but you'll see why in the end. I do a little light compression, nothing too crazy. I feel like compression, if you hear it working, you're doing too much. So just a little light compression.
Baby, eat this peach and this plum. This body tight like a nun.
And I move down to some EQing. I tend to subtract what I don't like first before I'm adding anything. If you notice on this EQ, not adding anything. I'm just subtracting a little bit of the low end that's bothering me down here.
Baby, eat this peach and this plum. This body tight like a nun. Better chew it up.
And sometimes that can sound like a drastic drop when it's soloed, but to fit into the picture of the instruments and fit into what it's doing with the entire picture of the song, sometimes those drastic moves are necessary, or the ones you can hear. I love the Fairchild 670 Legacy. It just adds a presence to the vocals. So sometimes I'll just pop that in there.
Baby, eat this peach
and play it, and then I'll pop it in.
Peach and this plum. This body tight like a nun. Better chew it up like it's gum.
Instantly, she's in your face. And then the top end, I want it to be crispy. I want her to really cut through a lot of the other stuff that's going on in the instruments. So I know I use the precision EQ, go to the highest frequency and just touch it up a bit. Sometimes 2-3 dB.
Baby, eat this peach and this plum. This body tight like a nun.